Now, here you have this noun, Michael. Man. What adjective would you put in front of man that will tell me a little bit about how you map the world? Describe me. Young? Oh. Do you know what the other day someone said? It really threw me. It really did. But I had to accept it. Do you know what they said? Middle-aged. I've never thought of myself as being middle-aged. I mean, when I said 43, when I thought 43, yeah, but it's middle-aged, isn't it? But now, when I was 15, I thought 30 was old. Old. When I was 30, I was young. 43, when I was 15, I thought, well, as far as I was concerned, 43 is it. But when we were 15, I don't know how old you lot are, some of you are older and some of you are younger than me, when we were 15, there wasn't that much difference between a 43-year-old and a 63-year-old. It didn't seem like it to me. And I wonder if my kids think that. So she says young, my daughter thinks I'm old. You know, if I happen to be out somewhere, party, family gathering, dare I dream to move my foot in rhythm to the music. Oh, God, Dad, you're not going to do that embarrassing old-fashioned dancing, are you? I mean, when I think of old-fashioned dancing, I'm thinking about the waltz. Of course I'm not going to do the waltz. No, but old dancing that dads do. You're not going to do any of that, are you? They call it the dad dance. It's quite nice, it's quite cute, that one of my daughter's biggest fears in life, isn't this nice that it's your biggest fear? Do you know what her biggest fear is? At a school disco. Yeah, at a school. She doesn't mind at family weddings because they've all seen it before. It is a spectacle, okay? But her biggest fear is me dancing at the school disco. Now, of course, I relish that opportunity. So, young, it's arbitrary. Now, my aunt, she's 75. And she always says to me, oh, you're such a nice young man, Michael. She always I always feel really young on her because she always thought you've got all your life in front of you and so forth. To my daughter, I'm old. So that's just how different people map the world. What other adjectives would you put in front of me to name this man here? Confident. Again, this is a good one because that's an arbitrary perspective. Someone else can say in your face. They're calibrating the same behaviour. It's an evaluation. Yeah? It's a value judgment. It's not descriptive. It's her personal value that this behaviour that this being is representing. In her mapping process here, in her F2, she ends up with a linguistic description that says confident. Because what goes through here is this second set of filters, which is called your F2 filters. Include past experiences, beliefs, representations, these are F2, and you end up then with a linguistic description or linguistic map, which in your case would say confident man. Right? Anything else you might put in front of me? Be honest. Strong. Now, again, she does that based on what she sees. She doesn't know that for sure, but she's got strong. When you mean, I could be calibrating that differently actually. Because strong in itself can mean different things. A strong man. Strong can mean a strong character or physically strong. So what did you mean? Physically, okay. So she says physically strong. Now she doesn't know that because I've not lifted her up. Or she hasn't seen me lift, but she's judging it on my upper body. Thank you. You lot are very nice. This really makes me feel good. Some bastard the other week said fat. Pardon? No, different group. But I'll tell you what, after this, I thought I'm going to change this exercise. Well, it's good motivation. I thought, fat. I went home. Do you think I'm fat? What else? Animated. Smart. Again, that's another value judgment. Yeah? Amiable. Again, if someone else could say over-friendly. Yeah, they could use the same, they could calibrate the same behaviour and say over-friendly. Assertive. Someone could say bossy. Same behaviour. Well-dressed. Somebody else could say overdressed. Pardon? Someone else could say short. It's always covered. Now, polite groups say they could reference your height. They're short. I am now. By the way, in Mexico, I felt great because I was average height. Now, if I was in Korea, would I be short? No, I'd be above average height. If I was in Holland, very short. So, short, yeah. But by our standards in this country, I am below average height or short. So I'm a short, well-dressed, strong, fat, middle-aged, young. What else? Pardon? Driven. So that's a value judgment. Based on what she sees, she thinks I'm driven. I could be totally chilled. I'm not. Smart, yeah. Now, do you know what they said in Mexico? This really fascinated me. And I don't think anyone here would say this about me. It's an open loop, isn't there? No, they said light colour hair. Would you say that about me? But they said light coloured hair, the original colour of my hair. Is grey in here. No, they were talking about my brown hair. But to them, that was light. Because I was the fairest haired person in the room. Yeah, so they said light hair. So this hair in that culture is light. It's fascinating. And I said, no. Do you mean? I was actually asked them, do you mean grey? Because it is going a bit grey. Do you mean this small tint I've got here of grey? And they said, no. Your hair is light. I said, no, it's dark. It's brown. They said, no. But I'm looking at them and I thought, oh yeah, because they have jet black hair. Yeah, I mean really black. So what we're saying here is you've got all that's going on outside of you is events. We're not sure what those events are. You map those firstly pre-verbally in a sensory-based world. You have a first access point to that, or as we say here, it's your first access. In this school of NLP, we call that your first access. That is before you've given it any description or code at all. It's just sensory-based information. And it's there in visual, auditory, kinesthetic. So, for example, you've got kinesthetic information coming into your body. You're not even aware of it right now. Got your back against a chair, for example, your feet on the floor. Sensations in your body. All of this is the kinesthetic first access. You then run it through a second set of filters, which will give you your linguistic description. And in this second set of filters are things like past experiences, representations of the past experiences, how you represent these visually, auditory, kinesthetically, value judgments that you've attached to them, so otherwise known as values, beliefs, and all of these act as filters to create your own linguistic everyday map of the world. And as your linguistic everyday map of the world is that you carry around with you as you evaluate the world around you. Now these filters here, so there's your F2 transforms, and there's your linguistic map. So ultimately you have a first access, F2 transforms, the linguistic map, and then an output of behaviour. Is it clear? Yeah? Because everything we do in this course, if you like, sits around this. Everything on this course sits around this because it's how you organise your internal experience, or how you map the world, creates your experience. Now, sometimes you're mapping the world, for example, in terms of, sometimes you map the world very well according to your own standards. Everything's going well, you feel good, you're happy, life is treating you well. Other times, it's not so good. You've got problems, you've got issues, you've got challenges. Probably in most people's lives, it's a bit of both. So if you like NLP, change work is about helping people reorganize their maps of the world to be more constructive by their own standards. One of the things here is we're not here to tell you how to live. So if you go on some courses, I really hate that they tell you this is the way it's got to be done. To be successful in life, we're going to give you our value judgments. You've got to eat this type of food. You've got to do this type of thing. You've got to do this type of thing. You've got to do this other type of thing. Now, that isn't what NLP is about. NLP coaching is about helping people find their own resources inside and be successful and happy by their own standard. Now, if it may happen that in raising the bar, that person wants to model someone else, fine. Because if you can find someone who organises their map differently, you can go and model it.